In The Bold and the Beautiful, the storyline takes a dark and emotional turn when Electra Forrester breaks down in tears and screams the words that will change everything: "She killed my baby." This explosive moment doesn't just shatter relationships. It exposes deep pain, jealousy, and a long trail of guilt that connects Electra and Luna Nozawa in a way no one ever expected. The drama begins when Electra, who has been overjoyed about her pregnancy with Will Spencer, suddenly suffers a devastating miscarriage. The loss hits her like a storm, unexpected, heartbreaking, and completely consuming. She had spent weeks decorating a nursery corner in their home, dreaming of a family with Will, feeling the future taking shape in front of her. But in one tragic moment, all of it is gone. Will tries to comfort her, but Electra can't find peace. Her grief quickly turns into anger, and that anger needs somewhere to go. At first, Electra blames herself. She wonders if she worked too hard, if she stressed too much, if somehow her excitement made her careless. But when she learns that Luna, who is currently in prison, has been obsessed with her and Will's relationship, and that she's been talking about escaping to make things right, something in Electra snaps. She begins to believe that Luna is the reason her pregnancy ended. The trigger for Electra's fury comes from a shocking discovery. A social media post that went viral, the same one that the prison guard showed Luna earlier, showed Will and Electra moving in together. Not long after that post, Electra received a disturbing anonymous message. The message included a cryptic warning: "You'll never be a real family as long as I'm breathing." The sender's identity wasn't confirmed, but the message came from an account tied to someone who had been communicating with inmates at the same prison where Luna is being held. That one message sends Electra spiraling. She becomes convinced that Luna, jealous, vengeful, and desperate, somehow caused her miscarriage either through stress, a deliberate scare, or manipulation from behind bars. Whether or not Luna actually did anything, Electra doesn't care. In her grief, she needs a villain, and Luna becomes that villain in her eyes. The confrontation happens when Bill Spencer visits Electra and Will after the miscarriage. He tries to console his son's partner, telling her that these tragedies sometimes happen with no reason. But Electra isn't listening to reason anymore. She's trembling, her voice shaking as she says, "It wasn't an accident, Bill. Luna did this. She killed my baby." Will is stunned. He's speechless, torn between comforting Electra and trying to understand what she means. Will insists that Luna couldn't have done anything from prison. He tries to convince Electra that grief is clouding her mind. But Electra, overwhelmed with pain, refuses to listen. She throws Luna's name around with venom, recounting every detail of Luna's past obsession with Will, how Luna once claimed they were meant to be, how she'd sent letters, how she swore she'd fix everything that was taken from her. To Electra, it all adds up. She believes Luna cursed her happiness from behind bars, that her constant fixation and threats created the stress that led to tragedy. The situation takes another disturbing twist when Steffi Forrester Finnegan hears about Electra's accusations. Steffi, remembering Luna's earlier breakdowns and erratic behavior before her imprisonment, begins to worry that Electra might be right. She warns Finn that Luna's mental instability could have made her dangerous even from prison. But Finn, who once treated Luna and understands her fragility, defends her, saying there's no evidence she did anything. This difference in opinion creates tension between Steffi and Finn again, reigniting the emotional distance that had only recently begun to heal. Meanwhile, Taylor Hayes returns to the picture after hearing about Electra's loss. As a psychiatrist and as someone who's lost a child herself, Taylor reaches out to Electra, offering to help her process her grief before it consumes her. But Taylor's involvement creates an entirely new layer of tension, especially when Deacon Sharp enters the conversation. Deacon has been feeling guilty about his own daughter Hope's involvement in Luna's downfall and wants to make sure Luna isn't blamed for something she didn't do. Taylor, compassionate but cautious, warns Deacon that defending Luna now could make things worse for everyone, especially since Electra's emotions are dangerously raw. The emotional core of the story plays out when Electra visits Luna in prison. This is the scene that defines the week. Electra stands on the other side of the glass, tears streaming down her face, trembling with grief and rage. Luna, shocked to see her, looks confused at first, until Electra says the words that pierce like a knife, "You killed my baby." Luna breaks down, insisting she had nothing to do with it, that she didn't even know Electra was pregnant. But Electra doesn't believe her. Her pain blinds her to any truth. The guards have to intervene when Electra's emotions boil over. She screams that Luna ruined her life, that she took everything from her, Will, happiness, and now the baby. Luna, shaking and desperate, cries that she's innocent, that she would never hurt anyone. But the damage is done. By the time the confrontation ends, Luna is left devastated, guilt-ridden even though she may be innocent, and Electra is left more broken than ever. The aftermath ripples through the Forrester and Spencer families.